Hello, everybody. Danusa back with you for the next installment of the Angeles Report. And today we're going to talk about walking around your typical Filipino town or city. Now, I'm not going to go into safety tips and barrios and, that sort of thing. That might be a whole different video. I'm just going to talk about if you're walking around a town or a city in the Philippines, what are you going to want to have on you? And honestly, some of the things I've learned and the hard way and that I now always carry. So, first thing is, of course, you're going to want your wallet, but you're going to want to have a lot of coins, 5 and 10 peso coins, and a lot of 20 peso bills, and a few hundred peso bills in your wallet at all times, because you're going to have to. I usually carry about maybe 1,200 pesos uh, in my regular wallet. Maybe a little less, just depends on where I'm going or what I plan to do. The next essential thing is, besides your wallet, which you're going to have chained to your pants and some for, is you're going to want to have a neck pouch. Now, I went over this in the last video, but you absolutely want to keep your higher amounts of currency and your credit cards and your passport slash ID in there. Okay. Now, probably the biggest thing is, what are you going to use to carry everything? I recommend some form of backpack. Do not use fanny packs in the Philippines because it absolutely marks you as a foreign tourist. Worse than marking you as a foreign tourist, it marks you as a target for the thieves and the pickpockets, because nobody that's a local in the Philippines, and that includes the expats, usually uses a fanny pack or a belt patch. Money belt is a different story. Definitely you can use that. Now this one's pretty big. Okay, you can get away with one maybe about the size of this, if you plan correctly. So, what are essentials? Um, Water. It's the first thing I think of. Uh, Philippines, I don't care where you go, whether you're at the top of Luzon or you're way down in Mindanao, it is both always hot and always humid. You can get on 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 30 Celsius and 90% humidity. One trick I learned is I usually carry at least one bottle and sometimes two or three if I'm going to be out for several hours, especially if I know I'm going to be in the sun. Tip number two, night before, I freeze these in the if I, and then an hour before I leave, I take them out of the freezer. Or even if I don't have time, I'll just put them straight in my backpack. Now they do, as you can see, this one is dripping. I usually keep a separate bag to store my water in, so it doesn't cause everything else in my backpack to get wet. Two other things you really need: sanitizer slash soap. Do not count on soap being in any bathroom in the Philippines. I've been in some ritzy places. They still didn't have soap. You know what's even less, you can find even less often? Toilet paper. Bring your own half roll. Okay? The Philippines is kind of not the Western. They don't use a lot of toilet paper around here. Um, Either one, it's just plain missing, or you're going to always wonder if it's the first time here, why do they have a hose, a garden hose attached right next to the toilet? Oh, yeah, that's to spray your butt off after you get done with your business. And there's usually just a quick side note is that's why you have a bucket with a scoop so you can flush the toilet because a lot of the toilets in the Philippines, when you hit that lever, they won't flush. That's why you need to pour the water in. They're getting better about this. I mean, I'm finding a lot more places with soap and toilet paper, but I would say 50-50 on the soap. Only 25% the toilet paper. You'll thank me. Just, like I say, don't have to bring 3 rolls or a full roll. Just have enough for at least the day that you're going out. Anyways, what else do I bring? Let me step over here for just a second. I bring a shopping bag. These are if you're from Europe and America, you know they're pretty much banning plastic bags. And anyways, the other thing is plastic bags rip a lot. They get really thin and cheap. And the ones that if you're in here where they are ban the plastic bags, you're going to get paper bags. They're even thinner. You get a little bit of water, they're just going to break right through. If you know you're going to bring shopping, bring a shopping bag. Bring 3 if you're going to do a lot of shopping. I've made that mistake. Don't follow my wisdom. Anyways, what I think the last really critical thing, umbrella. Even if it's one of those, this is one of the smaller ones, and I've even found shorter than that, like that tall. Philippines. I don't care if you walk out of the house or your hotel and it's bright blue skies and not a cloud in the sky. More than once, 2 or 3 hours later, it rains. And I'm not talking like a little shower. It is a downpour like crazy for like an hour. Think thunderstorm or worse. And yeah, this is the tropics, so you do get them regularly, uh, like every afternoon, like clockwork. What else do I bring? Well, I always suggest that, a map, or if you have your iPhone, Google Maps is a good way to get around. Not that required, but pain medicine, over the counter is good. Oh, another thing about water, especially if you're trying to watch your sugar intake, the drinks here are really sugary. And the other thing is, and this is standard traveler advice, you don't want to buy the quote iced tea fruit mix off the street because the water supply, well, definitely suspect. I mean, everybody here in the Philippines pretty much buys their water bottled, or if they're in a house, they will get one of these big blue things of like 5 gallons, or I don't know, 25-liter containers of purified water. You don't always have to buy them in the supermarkets, too. If you come across, they have these local places, and they're almost in, look, if you go in any town or even any barangay slash subdivision or development, you're going to find a place that purifies water. Most times, they'll sell you bottled water straight out of their plant. I won't say it's cold, but you're getting safe water. And, I don't know, notepad, cough drops, and hopefully, by the time you get to the Philippines, you won't have to worry about masks. True. If you're in Manila, it's not a bad idea to try to keep some of the air pollution out. Yeah. I mean, the bigger cities like Cebu, Manila, the air pollution can get pretty bad, especially if you're in one of those trikes or the jeepneys and you're stuck in rush hour traffic. You're just going to be breathing in that carbon monoxide. I mean, that's about it. Sunscreen, if you're sensitive. As you see, I have a hat. That's also another reason for the umbrella. It's not just for the rain. Um, More of the women get away with it, but I think men but have umbrellas up to keep the sun off. So do what you need to do to keep yourself from getting sunburned. Well, there's other things you can bring, but I'll leave that to the websites that deal with just general travel. But again, I'm going to reinforce: water, sanitizer, toilet paper, neck pouch, small bills, and coins. And hopefully your day will go very well and you won't get hot or miserable or go, gosh darn it, you know, the facilities are just not going to meet my conditions. And look, the Philippines has come a long way, but it's still a second world country. And you need to respect that. People are great here. Facilities are coming along quite nicely, but it's not everywhere. Even if you're in the United States, you get outside of the major cities, you're going to talk about some primitive stuff. I should know. I'm a backpacker and a car camper. Well, if you stuck it out this long, thank you for watching. This is Danusa. Have a great evening. See you on the next one. Done. Yay.